If you also take things super seriously and think that life has to be hard, this is my favorite excerpt from G.K. Chesterton's Orthodoxy, and I want to share it with you. The swiftest things are the softest things. A bird is active because a bird is soft. A stone is helpless because a stone is hard. The stone must by its own nature go downwards because hardness is weakness. The bird can of its nature go upwards because fragility is force. In perfect nature there is a kind of frivolity, an airiness that can maintain itself in the air. Modern investigators of miraculous history have solemnly admitted that a characteristic of the great saints is their power of levitation. They might go further. A characteristic of the great saints is their power of levity. Angels can fly because they can take themselves lightly. This has always been the instinct of Christendom, and especially the instinct of Christian art. In the old Christian pictures, the sky over every figure is like a blue or gold parachute. Every figure seems ready to fly up and float about in the heavens. The tattered cloak of the beggar will bear him up like the rayed plumes of the angels. But the kings in their heavy gold and the proud in their robes of purple will all of their nature sink downwards, for pride cannot rise to levity or levitation. Pride is the downward drag of all things into an easy solemnity. One settles down into a sort of selfish seriousness, but one has to rise to a gay self-forgetfulness. A man falls into a brown study. He reaches up at a blue sky. Seriousness is not a virtue. It would be a heresy, but a much more sensible heresy, to say that seriousness is a vice. It is really a natural trend or lapse into taking one's self gravely, because it is the easiest thing to do. It is much easier to write a good Times leading article than a good joke in Punch. For solemnity flows out of men naturally, but laughter is a leap. It is easy to be heavy, hard to be light. Satan fell by the force of gravity. Doing things in a way that is stoic and structured and logical. We can all do that. Not many of us can have a good, happy, light attitude. Crack a joke, make someone laugh when you meet them. Not many of us can do that, not easily, not naturally, not often. A lot of us have a very harsh inner critic. We self-judge quickly. This is when we think that life is hard, and this is when we are hard with others rather than soft and welcoming and inviting, the thing that we all want to be. Let's bridge that gap. This is the channel where I talk to women about how to have the strength it takes to be soft. Be that woman who can rest and have fun and play because she knows that she is safe. Women search for safety more than anything, and when we know we are safe is when we open up, is when we are ourselves. So the safer you feel, the more you can be yourself. The one thing that you can depend on to always be safe, no matter whether you're in a different environment to what you're used to, with someone you trust, without them, is God. When you know that God the Father is there for you, you will lean towards softness and ease and flow, which is what we all say that we want. You will lean toward joy and happiness because you are safe. You won't constantly be seeking for safety. You won't be on edge. How you really rest into your feminine power as a woman is understanding at a biological level that life is soft. Everything I'm about to disclose in here is in a PDF that I give to my clients after every single vitality call that I do, because this is foundational peace and understanding that it brings when you implement and practice these tips. So stick around for some tips as to how to have the strength it takes to be soft. Welcome to the heart of the matter, where today is the first, last, only, and best day of your entire life. My name is Julia. I am a virtue and vitality coach. I help you see that your wholeness is in who you are due to how you are being. It is not outside of you. You cannot find it in a person. And all of that is informed by biblical and biological truth with German New Medicine. The first thing we want to do is observe our thoughts, not create an immediate connection between what we see that's external, because that is neutral, and what we make it mean, because that is all of who we are. The heart of the matter, right, wants to stay at our core. In Spanish, the word for heart is corazón, and I think that's at the core corazón. You can create distance between what you see and what is outside of you and what that means to you and who you are by observing and witnessing your thoughts and not by allowing your thoughts to be who you are. And this is a steady process of seeing that when you react, it's not serving you. When you notice how much you're suffering due to your current patterning, is when you're going to change into another one. So, the question you can ask your thoughts while you're observing them, rather than allowing the first thought to be what you want something to mean, is to ask, is that true? Is it true? Byron Katie first brought this question to the fore by talking about the work, which is our inner work, seeing how we are reacting, seeing our patterns in our personality, and if that is truly serving us and those around us. If it's a thought that you often have, ask, when did this thought begin? What do I make this thought mean about me? Also, who do I become when I believe that? And of course, I use this next question so much in my vitality calls with my clients, and it helps tremendously. Who do I need to be aware of being for this not to be a conflict? You're not saying, who do I have to be for this not to be a conflict, but rather, who do I simply need to be aware of being? Let me paint the picture of what living a life as the woman I want to be looks like, and that feels more attainable. Name the inner critic when it speaks. Ask yourself, what is the pain that I'm protecting myself from right now? What am I gaining from this negative emotion or trait? And of course, and this is a long one, is there something inside me that will create a bad feeling if I see that what I'm doing doesn't serve me? Because if we have a pattern where it's not safe to see another pattern, we will keep that as a blind spot. When we ask these types of awareness questions, we want to keep God at the heart of it. I suggest that you pray the serenity prayer, which I absolutely adore. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Whenever you're feeling that you're going in a spiral in your mind, just say that prayer, because God will show you that those things that you're spiraling with, you most likely cannot control, or at least cannot control them right now. There will be a time that you can change them, but right now, you cannot do anything about them, and that will return you to peace. Here's a great question for curiosity, and just to soften that hardness, ask, how bad is the worst problem I don't have anymore? I guarantee you that in your past, you've gone through certain circumstances that you thought would be the end of you, that you thought they would never end. But here's the thing, this too shall pass. And that's another point, radical acceptance. What I'm going through is okay. This too shall pass. Because you can look back, realize that you survived that, grew stronger from that, and you're going to get to this point today, in this moment, watching this video, no matter what. So if you know that you're going to become the woman you want to be a year from now, would you rather do the process of every single day, stressed that you might not, or in that firm safety, due to that faith and belief in who you will become, be able to rest? Trust that God is controlling everything you cannot right now, and that you are taking charge of and changing everything that you can right now. And mostly, I would pattern interrupt, do things different to how you usually do them. Take your mind off of what isn't working and look at what you do enjoy. Anything that you thrive in and that puts a smile on your face and makes you feel all tingly and excited inside, like bowling or a hobby or going out with your friends or dancing or walking the dog, whatever the habit is, if it makes you happy, focus on that. Symptoms will shift. If we're talking about vitality and health here, this isn't medical advice, but sometimes the best thing you can do for your health is to look elsewhere. Not be stressed about the symptoms, but notice what you do have in life and start to be more grateful for waking up in the morning and seeing the sun and laughing with your friend over coffee. Ask yourself, what can I do for fun to take my mind off of my symptoms for a day? How about for a week? How can I improve the experience of what it's like to be me in every area of my life? Do the things that you know will feel good to you, that will bring you peace in the end. I'm not saying Netflix and chill for hours. I'm saying create, don't consume. Do something that makes you feel alive inside. And slowly but surely, you will soften. I promise. If you want more help with this, I have virtue calls for your habits and your relationships to improve, or I have vitality calls also in the link below, so that you can look at how your symptoms are actually your body talking, and we can translate together what that means about you. Don't forget to subscribe to the Substack where all the graphics that are in this video are. Share this video with a friend, like, comment, subscribe, all the things. I have a course coming soon called Goodbye Good Girl. It's everything that you're going to want in terms of biological understanding to make sense of why you seek external validation. And until next week, as my Oma always said, harden at your heart, love and serve each other.